Hey guys, it's Bagels Battles here, and today we are going to be doing this video. It is one great video. Alright, it is going to be, what if the Winters family never got involved with the connections or anything like that? No, what if the Winters family never existed? Alright, this is going to be a fun one, y'all. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, y'all. So today we have, what if the Winters family never existed? Alright, this is going to be a very interesting one here. So nothing would really change as we know until 2014. So in 2014, there would be no Mia Winters, alright, which would mean that she would not be doing shady deals with the connections, but Evelyn still would exist. So, yeah, she would end up infecting the Baker family as normal, and everything would go kind of how it did until Ethan arrived, alright? Except without the Mia Winters thing. Alright. Oh wait, yeah, it would. Okay. So, what would happen is the BSAA would arrive the next day, obviously. Not BSAA. Blue Umbrella would arrive the next day. Alright, nothing would really happen that night. Like, really at all. It'd just be the same thing. But Blue Umbrella would arrive. And then Chris Redfield would head in there with his entire squad. Even the ones that took Ethan and Mia in the helicopter, since Ethan and Mia wouldn't be there. Alright. But Lucas would be still doing shady deals with the connections. But Lucas was not their first priority. Their first priority was to make sure that there's no survivors. Or if there is, they get them out. So Chris and his squad would be investigating, but they'd be very much more prepared than Ethan was to take on the Baker family. And if Ethan could take on Jack, then they could too. But Jack wouldn't get to sneak behind them like he did for Ethan. So, Chris and his squad would be there, and one of them would see Jack coming. Instead of him just sneaking behind them and grabbing and punching. One of them would see Jack coming, they'd shoot him down, think he's dead, and probably go on with the mission. Alright. But then he would come back a little bit later. And then they would have to kill him. But he still wouldn't be dead for good. And then they would find Zoe Baker. So, they'd find her because she was still, obviously, alive. Even if the Winters family, like, she didn't get cured. They'd find her, and then the end of Zoe DLC would go on kind of exactly how it did. Jack would be more focused on that than actually focused with, the Handwolf squad. Wait, they weren't the Handwolf squad at the time. The Blue Umbrella. Alright. And, yeah. The end of Zoe DLC would go on as normal. And so would everything else that happened. But now they would have to fight Marguerite. Oh, wait, no. Jack and Marguerite. Let's just say maybe Jack and Marguerite decided. Actually, no, they wouldn't do that. Because one of them would have to stay and deal with the, Blue Umbrella. Alright, so, they would have to deal with Marguerite. And if Ethan could do it, they obviously could. They wouldn't have their flamethrowers. Actually, possibly they would have a flamethrower. But, they'd just destroy her. Like, if Ethan could do it, then Chris Redfield and his entire squad could probably do it. But let's just say, since Chris is such a bad leader, he probably loses a few of his teammates along here, because you can't have Chris without having some dead teammates, am I right? But yeah. So let's just say around 2 guys die facing Marguerite. 2 of them get killed. Alright, but now that they got Jack and Marguerite down, then they go for Lucas. And then let's just say, they didn't find the tape that Ethan found, so they weren't really able to know what was going on. And let's just say one of them got burnt to death by the thing. One of them got burnt to death by the trap. But then Chris managed to go through the wall like Ethan did and then get there. But by the time he gets through there, obviously Lucas is gone. But then he sees Zoe tied up. Oh wait, no. Where Ethan would see Zoe tied up, Chris just sees it as a random security camera because there's nobody there. Alright, so there's nobody there, so Chris just goes on as normal, chasing after Lucas. But he's able to kill Lucas in this timeline, because there was no real way out of there without Jack busting that entire wall down. So actually, Chris would have killed Lucas right there, and Lucas wouldn't have had a chance to infect himself. Or maybe he would have. But let's just say he didn't. He would kill him before he got himself infected. So, they'd have the entire Baker family dealt with. And then, when Joe saved Zoe, then everything would just go as normal from then on, except for the fact that what happened in Village actually went a lot smoother because there was no Winters family. So there was no Rose, and Miranda wasn't trying to kill the Winters family. Chris wasn't getting busy Chris wasn't getting busy protecting the Winters family, but also, how would Chris and his Had Wolf squad defeat the 4 lords? Alright, let's go with this one. Let's say, they'd all be watching each other's back, so they'd see Lady D coming for them right then, so she wouldn't have gotten the chance to slice her hand off. But would they have found the poison dagger, though? I'm pretty sure one of them would have. Because if Ethan could, then probably that entire squad could be that smart just to figure out that simple puzzle. And then they'd find the dagger, but then they'd just be shooting at Lady D, not dealing any damage. But then one of them would get picked up and stabbed and killed. And then Chris would grab the dagger and rush at Lady D, stabbing her multiple times with the dagger, therefore killing her before she could transform into her dragon phase. So that was dealt with easily. And then we have Heisenberg. Alright, before we get into how they defeated the rest of the 4 lords, Heisenberg is now rising up his metal army. Alright, keep that in mind. Heisenberg is rising up his metal army to take down Mother Miranda. Alright, but now they're on to Donna Beneviento. Alright, they all start hallucinating when they're there, but they don't know what's going on. So, let's just say none of them have any of their guns. And then it just kind of plays out as is, except for the giant baby monster. For Chris, that would probably be like a giant... It may have been Piers, alright? Let's just say it could have been Piers that monster was, because Chris hallucinating it. Because, like, Ethan's fear was not saving his kid. But Chris's fear is not saving his comrades. And he didn't save Chris. He didn't save Piers, Marco, Finn, and all the others. So, it'd probably be like a giant abomination of all those soldiers that he lost. And, yeah. But eventually they'd get past it. And, yeah. So, now we have this. Alright, so Umber Eyes is dead. Alright, Umber Eyes is the one who risked himself for them to kill Lady Dimitrescu. Alright, sorry, I didn't specify who it would be. Let's just say Umber Eyes died. The sniper. Alright. So now they have 2 out of 4 lords down. Oh yeah, the Duke is a giant help to them. Because he's able to sell them shit. And let's just say he gives them some kind of military discount or something. I don't really know. But yeah. And then, now on to Salvatore Moreau. He's on his quest to show Miranda that he's the best, alright? So then, they grab the... Oh, wait, no. They don't really need to, because they don't need the flasks. They're just there to destroy, them. Well, they're trying to find the Megamycete. So, 2 of them go to Moreau's reservoir. Chris... Let's just say they split up into teams. Chris and Umber Eyes went to Castle Dimitrescu. And then K9 and, what's the other one's name? I don't know. K9 and then the other one go into... K9 and the girl both go into Moreau's reservoir. But then, after Chris and Umber Eyes complete that, then Chris heads over to House Benevento on his own. And then all that plays out as I said. But then, let's say the girl ends up getting away, but K9 risks himself. Because he has, like, a bomb. And then he puts it on Moreau by jumping onto him. But then, he couldn't get out in time, and then he had to blow it up, and it killed him. But, so, we still have, I think, were the 6 members? Yeah. And then 2 of them were sent to Heisenberg's factory. Alright, wait now we got Chris headed to Heisenberg's factory. We got Chris and the girl headed to Heisenberg's factory now. And then they get there. And then, so Heisenberg wants to team up with them to kill Miranda. But since it doesn't have their kid's life at stake, they agree. Heisenberg has a huge talk with them like he did with Ethan. But they actually agreed to his agreement, his little deal he's got there. So then he takes his metal army, and then everyone goes, and they just absolutely destroy Miranda. Okay, they just destroy her. Alright. And then Heisenberg helps them locate the Megamycete so they could put the bomb on it. And then they all get out of the village and be free. And blow the place sky high. Alright. And yeah, so needless to say, none of the stuff that takes place in the Shadows of Rose DLC happens. Well, nothing involving Rose, that is. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, even in the slightest bit, please, I know it may have been a bit like crappy and stuff, but please, if you enjoyed this even in the slightest bit, be sure to drop a fat like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications, share with everyone you even know exists, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Bagels Battles!